Congress does. And I will tell you that this governor, since he came into office, has applied very few economies. He's had $800 million a year of ARRA money, Obama bucks, or stimulus money that he's filled all the gaps in with. So we missed an opportunity over the last couple of years to step down. You heard today, and from any economist you'll hear from, is we're going to have a jobless or a slow recovery, and the revenues are going to be relatively flat. Last year we got 2.4% less revenue in general fund money than we got the previous year. How many businesses would like to just have lost 2.4% over the money you had available last year? We got 1% more in highway money than we had the previous year, and we got $800 million a year of stimulus money that we got. And with that amount of money, the governor has still implemented policies as far as using debt service that we appropriated and not issuing the bonds, Greg, you know, and using that and claiming that's a savings, or extending the payments out, which we approved in one budget, but I believe when the testimony is taken in the legislative committees that it will show that he's gone beyond his authority. It's just like taking your mortgage and not changing your mortgage payment, but extending the number of years that you have out there and pulling the money down because you extended and spending it in current years. This cannot continue, and the governor has to become involved in reducing the size of government. And he vetoed crucial parts of this budget that we gave him to directions to reduce non-merit employees, to reduce the number of personal service contracts, to reduce the general contracts that the state has out there, and reduce those $130-something million, and he vetoed those sections. So I think that we are going to have an additional level of oversight of the General Assembly. We've worked hard in the Senate on the budget because over the last several years because of a philosophical approach that we feel like as far as lowering the size of government. But the best government you can have sometimes, Bill, is when you have less money, because you have to determine what's important to you. And if we're going to have a state that's successful, we're going to have to keep our tax rate down and competitive. We're going to have to really reform our entire tax system. And as the speaker at lunch had to say, I think he's directly right on. If you want to read a book that'll express a sad story, read Rich State, Poor States. Art Laffer and some other folks wrote it. You might see him on Fox. And it compares Kentucky and Tennessee and what's happened as far as economic development in those two states and per capita income, because of the differences in our tax structures. They have a tendency to tax consumption, and we're taxing productivity, and it's not working. And we have to change that, and we have to at the same time keep our level of expenditure down. And I think that you'll see an attempt, as we did. We worked hard together last time, and we'll continue to try to do that, but you have to have some executive branch leadership, and he's going to have to get involved too.
We are a little bit over. I'm going to look over here and see what our situation is as far as questions from
David
the
says,
audience.
Bring the hook, didn't you, David? Said, bring the hook.
It might be that if that's the situation, that I'm just going to close it out by saying that I, for one, am looking forward to 2011.
Hope you make it. Hope you make it, Bill.
I plan to make it, and we'll look around to see if you're along there with me.
Well, I'll be there. It just depends on what capacity I'm there in, Bill.
And I will not get into a one-upsmanship with you this afternoon, sir, or any afternoon. Would you please join me in thanking these two great leaders of the state of Kentucky?
Thank you.